Once again, back here once again, guys. I want to thank you so much for being here. My name is Joseph. It's been a busy Thursday of OPEX, hasn't it, guys? Now, as of right now, it's 11:20 on a Thursday morning. This is the Thursday of OPEX. And here we are in our live trade room. Just finished reviewing all the trades we took today. As a small business owner, it's important that we review our business operations every day. If we're not taking the time to review our trades every day, well, if I don't have time to get better, I've got plenty of time to get worse. And part of those habits that we keep talking about, right? We keep talking about this idea of learning all the little habits, all those little tiny things that we can do every day that are going to lead up to big success in the long run. You know, emotions and psychology, very important with day trading. And at the end of each day, I can put a lot of my concerns to rest by reviewing all my trades today. So we always take the time each day after 11 o'clock to review each trade, to make sure everybody has their questions answered. And today, as you can see here on crude oil, had one trade on the Russell. We'll talk about that in a moment. But boy, we kick-started the day on crude with a huge winning trade. Got short on crude below the previous low of day. It was an easy trade short. We provided the exact entry, the exact targets, and the exact stop losses so that everybody, while you're learning, can trade right along with me. You'll also notice, too, we made it all the way to the lows. Then we tried to buy. Now, we had an ABCD pattern. We had a bearish channel. And we found ourselves right at the lows of this range. It was a gimme trade. These are one of those trades where, in most examples, you could close your eyes, hit the buy button, and it's going to fill all three profit targets. So we were very surprised when we took the two-step pattern long. We sat in that trade for a number of minutes and ended up getting out just ahead of my 10-tick stop. You'll notice price went up a little bit higher here, did it again. This one, a full stop. And I have a rule in my trading plan that says if I take two stops in a row, I need to start asking myself, is it the market or is it me? If I take two stops in a row, and many of you are probably saying right now, you never take two stops in a row. This must be a big deal. Well, stops are going to happen. Losses are going to happen. It's how we react to those losses. And so the second time I took the stop loss on crude today, what starts to go through my mind is maybe these sellers are a little bit more serious than we thought they were. We thought for sure that by the time we ended up at the lows of the channel, we'd get a chance to get the buy going. Didn't happen. So we decided after that second loss, I was not going to try to force the trade to the upside. I was going to wait for these buyers to fail and get short. And that's exactly what we did. About 25, 30 minutes later, we got back into another wave pattern short. We had already made a bunch of money in the short to begin with. And sure enough, it was good to us again. So 65 ticks, 52 ticks, selling. And we almost lost just as much trying to buy. These two losses taught us a lot today. It taught us how to be disciplined, to follow our plan. Our plan said, Joe, you're crazy to keep trying to force these longs. The market's telling you exactly what to do next. And it's saying, don't even think about trying to get long. And remember, guys, we oftentimes as day traders don't really know why. Resist the temptation to always be trying to figure out why things aren't working, why things are moving. Let the television shows do that, right? Let the gurus on CNBC talk about why. Because according to them, they know exactly why. But we're only some lonely old day traders. And so since we don't oftentimes know why, we have to make assumptions, educated decisions. We have to form an opinion on what we're seeing. We saw right away this morning that when crude was falling lower, it fell with ease. Trying to buy, boy, it felt like a fish trying to swim upstream. And that told us right away we should be confident to the short side, be a little bit hesitant to the long side right now. Because for whatever reason, maybe it was the higher jobless claims that is bearish for crude. Maybe it was the GDP from China overnight. Who knows? Who cares? I learned from the price action. The price action told me the truth. I take the short thereafter, make the money back, and I'm back in the green. We did have the Russell today, right? The Russell was should have been another one of those gimme trades. We found a nice, easy two-step pattern on the Russell today. And the Russell two-step pattern, we identified this ahead of time. Now, I had to restart my computer, so I don't have the exact level on here typed up previously, but you guys are with me today if you're in the room right now with me. And we decided we were going to get short at 37. We then went out and found some profit targets. And the profit target was actually really easy to find. Do you see that double top? The double top tells me that I can take this double top, and not only will it provide me with overhead resistance, it's also going to provide me with support below. We put our targets at the double top support levels below us, went inches from that second target, and as you can see, price reversed right back up, almost confirming for us that the Russell was going to be just like what we had seen on crude, gold, and euro this morning. It is Thursday of OPEX. Now, I'm not one to make excuses that put OPEX as the reason why, but it does feel like today the volume was excessively low. On crude oil, we're sharing volume for contract rollover, but that's not the excuse that the Russell or gold could use. So in my opinion, we've got some people sitting on hands today. The volume has been a little bit lower than expected. We could feel it right away. It was easy to tell it right away. I'll tell you, if it wasn't for those just easy ABCD on the crude, if it wasn't for the fact that we were at that easy to spot channel, wouldn't have been so adamant about buying those lows. But boy, as you can see, it did end up going. It just took a little bit longer than it normally does. Right? So we had the right idea. We had the right idea buying there on crude. We had the right idea selling the highs on the Russell. Just one of those days where, unfortunately, the market's going to do what the market wants to do. An excellent day altogether. We still made our money today. We are definitely not done trading this the afternoon session, so we'll be here the rest of the day today. I'm here with my members from 8 o'clock until 4:30. If you're a trial guest, you're here from 8 o'clock until 11:30. And so we'll take some time. We'll answer all your questions. We'll wrap things up for the guests and move on to the afternoon session, hoping that we get some better price action.